But Governor, did you inherit any teachers from the default local authority? Did you inherit any?
Yes.
And if you inherited, how much are you paying them? Because looking at the numbers that the way you are paying your teachers, I would guess, I don't know which teacher falls where. Another question is, in your 3 years as governor, how many ECDs have you constructed to completion? How many did you find? So that we can know how you are doing. So that when we ask for other monies, like the way you came and asked for an increment, and we did, so we'd want to see what you're doing with your money. Governor, I am shocked. You said your authority, matter education. I'm looking at table 5B. 5B. Professor Kamara, please, 5B. When you look at table 5B,
which is that? Yeah, 5B.
5B. The annex, sorry, the annex 5B. When we are looking at the ratios, let me go back to where I belong, Nyandarua. When we are asking for ratios, you are telling us the ratio is 3:135. The ratio of number 6 of the same, Kia Bariki, it is 3:100. I thought when you say ratio, you divide quickly so that when you're dealing with it, instead of telling us the ratio is 3 to, you just divide so that we can have quick look. Like, for example, if we look at Nyandarua, it will be 1:45, so that we can tell you are above what's required. Because the policy that the chair was reading for you, it said the standard requirement of the ratio is 1:25.
I think that's a clerical error.
No, I'm saying that because your authority.
No.
If it's another person, I would not have asked, but because your authority, that's the reason I wanted
to. And that is why I'm able to detect is a clerical error.
Clerical error. Okay.
Clerical error. Okay. It's 1:45, and the other one 1:33.
Yeah, so that it's quickly can be picked quickly that way. And again, we must do something in terms of reducing the numbers of. In a classroom, at least we should have more teachers so that we get to the reach. What Madam Chair wants to read for you, 1:25. Madam Chair, I want to confirm. You know, you have been doubting whether I was councillor. Yes, I was councillor of Mutara, and I had a colleague here who was the mayor then of Nyandarua Town, Peter Thiari. So I can confirm we worked with him. So these are my good friends. Thank you.
You can also tell us if things have changed since you were a councillor and now to date. Your Excellency,
was my question answered?
Your Excellency, I think we are getting a little bit frustrated because your answers are not flowing. You did not answer Senator Seki's questions. There was a question on teachers, on what does the staff, the support staff 1, 2, and the clerks do in ECD centers, and you've, I think, listed them as teachers. You did not answer Senator Kavindu's questions, and that's why I say that members, I don't know whether it's me who is getting frustrated, but
Chair, kindly let me answer Senator Seki. You know, some of the teachers are the ones who transited from local government. And when we were putting them in the new scheme, their qualifications, some of them could not fit in any. But we could not send them home. So that is why we categorize them as, because that is now what is payable according to our scheme in the county government. So they are teachers, but then they could not fit in any section of our scheme of service. So we treat them as support staff 3, support staff 2, but they are teachers because they could not fit in the scheme of service that we gave ourselves.
Really, Governor,
So what are their qualifications?
Just a minute, because I think I'm also very knowledgeable in issues of devolution, Governor. I've worked as a clerk in one of the counties before devolution. And I understand more about teachers who have been employed by devolved local or defunct local authorities. So I don't think that is the case. This is a clerical officer. There is distinction between a clerical officer and a teacher, Governor. Why do you have a clerical officer as a teacher? Why don't you realign that duty of that officer to go to other functions or other departments, rather than somebody who is a clerical officer to continue teaching students or pupils with no qualifications of a teacher?
Chair,
Yet in his appointment letter, he is a clerical officer.
I want to clarify that the scheme of service that the ECD is using in this country is uniform. And it has some qualifications. For you to be there, the entry point. Some of these people are not yet there, that entry point. And we cannot sack them. They were there even when we came. That is why we have categorized them like this. Otherwise, unless we change the scheme of service to include them now, to give them a category. But the scheme of service we have doesn't have qualification for some teachers.
So you have a clerical officer who is a teacher
Chair,
in your class?
what does the policy say, the government policy?
Chair, so this the governor wants to tell this committee that in his county, clerical officers are teaching ECD?
No, those are teachers. But we can only pay them under that code, because in the scheme of service, there is no code for their qualification. So we're just using that code to pay them, but they are teachers.
Let me ask,
I don't understand.
let me ask, Chair.
Yes, Professor.
We have seen, is it 9 or 19 governors here? 20. And there is a title that we thought was uniform. That the person who is in PP1, PP2, who is not qualified, is not actually qualified even to be a clerk. This is somebody who is below all those ranks. And there is a title they called caregivers. Are we saying that in Nyandarua alone, we don't have caregivers, but you have clerks? Because it would then look like we have transferred clerks from the defunct county council to go to a classroom in ECD, which doesn't make much sense.
But Quorum 2 shows about job group, which is clearly stated there, their job group.
Again, Your Excellency, there is a scheme of service on early childhood development from your county. Annex 9A. Are you there?
Let me go there.
Annex 9A. You have an approved scheme of service by your county public service board, and we are not seeing these grades of support staff 3, support staff 1, senior support staff, clerical officer, and there are many, because you have 19 plus 10 plus 5 plus 144. I'm not seeing it in your scheme of service. So can you explain to us how then you are paying them, or what they do? Annex 19A. 9A. Sorry? 9A? Exactly. That's what now I'm asking. Why?
Senators, these Kenyans whom we found teaching, they had appointment letters. When we came, they had appointment letters written exactly the way it's written here.
They had appointment letters written support staff.
Chair, I think I understand a support staff. That is in order, possibly. but a clerical officer as a teacher. Because you see, you have a support staff who might be a cleaner in the ECD or a cook or something. But a clerical officer, a governor, what is the definition of a clerical officer in the scheme of service, in public service?
Senate, in Nyandarua, the
You
county, public
you're also
service
talking,
board.
you also, as you are an educationist in the Ministry of Education or in the education sector, we are also very learned in issues of administration, particularly on public service. You tell us about the clerical officer, you need to tell us what is the definition of a clerical officer for you to have a clerical officer being a staff, being a teacher in the classroom.
In fact, Your Excellency, I'm still coming back to you on the service board.
Yes, and this is what I want to say.
What you have provided, then does it mean what you are telling us is not true? Because this is your document, and this is the Public Service Board of Nyandarua, but we don't have that. So these people we've employed.
I'm saying, Senator Chair, kindly, if you can listen to this. The work of categorizing these people is the work of County Public Service Board.
Chair, put him on oath.
And that being the case, if you want to employ anybody, we follow County Public Service Board. And that is when you see in Nyandarua, clerical officers are job group F. So these are teachers, job group F, but according to County Public Service Board establishment in Nyandarua, that's a clerical officer. But he's a teacher. So we can't go against the County Public Service Board because that's the authority to give us the establishment on how workers...
So what you are telling us is this board, whatever establishment they've given us, you are not following it, it is not correct?
We are following it.
But then we don't have that category here.
That is why we are saying that officer is job group F, and the job group F, if you look at our County Public Service Board establishment...
Why are you not calling them ECD Teacher 3?
That's the way it's
or
supposed to
Teacher 2, according to your service board?
The service board, they have not said like that.
They have done that. This is your document on page 6.
Page 5 of
what? Let me see.
of Annex
And 9A.
9A. Instead of calling them here clerical officer 2, because they're job group F, you'd have called them assistant ECD teacher 3.
Your Excellency, can I ask you a very direct question?
I think...
Could they be the ghost workers you have in Nyandarua?
I think we're director. I think there's a sense.
Madam Chair.
And again, looks like the governor was not briefed. Actually, he's
Madam
consulting while we are seated here.
Madam Chair.
And that's why I thought I was saying I'm getting very frustrated. I don't know whether you people are getting frustrated like
Madam
me.
Chair, I just want to ask you, instead of governor consulting, why don't that person answer direct?
Yes.
That's the person, so that maybe you don't answer
Let me
quickly.
give my final answer so that if you are not satisfied, then we can ask you.
Okay.
The clarification is this. This person is supposed to be called Assistant ECD Teacher 3, as per the way it is shown here.
Assistant. It is ECD Teacher 3 because according to the board, there is no assistant. So stop baptizing it again.
All right, Chair, I agree. But according to County Public Service Board, for you to be called this, there is what they look at the academics. Yes. What if this fellow doesn't have those academics?
Now you are answering
Then
questions.
you are killing the education of the PP1 child. You are killing the education of the PP2 child. What you are telling us is that you have picked clerks that have been dropped by the county council, and you are calling them PP1. This is the problem we have, Governor, because it looks like governors did not see the importance of PP1, PP2, the way we saw it in Bomas. And we say this thing must be devolved because the brain of the child can only be developed in year 5, they say year 4, 5, 6, and 7. I hope the CEC of education is here and listening, because unless you develop the child with the right qualifications, you are developing nobody. So my biggest question then,
Unfortunately, you are
Chair,
not addressing the governor because he's not listening. The governor is very busy
No, I'm
consulting.
listening.
It looks like,
I'm listening
Governor,
what
can I
Prof is
ask
saying.
you,
Let me
did you
ask
sit
him.
down with your people with this document? Because most of everything we are asking, you are consulting and you are not listening to what the senators are saying. So it is getting very frustrating.
No,
Chair,
Chair, please.
Getting very frustrating.
Chair.
can I,
I've had the
Chair, maybe what
can you
I would
allow me to finish?
Prof, maybe what I would request the chair to give direction. If where you don't understand, you also
You are free to
you
use
are
the
free
other
to
members.
use your staff to answer these questions because they are very important questions.
We had agreed on that
Can I-
because, yes, Professor, continue.
Chair,
Yeah.
can I get an answer to my question? Because
Let Professor finish and then we ask. I also asked for your answers.
Yeah. I just wanted a clarification on this. I say the preamble because I'm a bit worried that we are using clerks to teach. You can't use a clerk to teach a BB1 child. You must use somebody who is qualified. You cannot also go around the service board to sneak in clerks